Alright, let's dive into a story that's equal parts heartbreak, redemption, and rock and roll, because what else could you possibly want in a YouTube video? Today, we are talking about Matchbox 20's breakout hit, Push, and trust me, there's way more to this song than meets the ear. Personally, I think this is one of those tracks that perfectly captures the raw, messy emotions of youth, but it's also a masterclass in how a single song can completely change a band's trajectory. So, buckle up. Here's the hook. Imagine you're in high school, dealing with a breakup so toxic that your ex donates your clothes to charity just to spite you. Brutal, right? That's the real-life inspiration behind Push. Rob Thomas, Matchbox 20's frontman, took that pain and flipped it into something darker, more provocative. Instead of writing a typical woe is me breakup song, he turned the tables and wrote about being the manipulator. I wanna push you around, I will, he sings, and it's that twist that makes the song so compelling. What makes this really interesting is how Thomas took a deeply personal, vulnerable moment and transformed it into something almost villainous. It's like he's saying, if you're gonna hurt me, I'll show you how it's done. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Push wasn't just a hit, it was a lifeline. Matchbox 20's first single, Long Day, had flopped hard. Radio stations weren't biting, and their label was on the verge of dropping them. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a classic underdog story. The band was basically on the chopping block, and then Push comes along and saves the day. But it wasn't just luck. A program director named Dave Rossi, at a Birmingham radio station started playing the song on his own, and it blew up locally. That's what many people don't realize, sometimes, one person's gut feeling can completely change the game. Atlantic Records saw the momentum, and decided to give the band one more shot. The rest, as they say, is history. Now, let's talk about the song itself. The lyrics are blunt, almost uncomfortable at times, but that's what makes them stick. I wanna take you for granted, Thomas sings, and it's that honesty that resonates. In my opinion, Push taps into something universal, that feeling of being in a relationship where you're not just hurt, but bitter. It's not pretty, but it's real. And that's why it connected with so many people. It's not just a breakup song, it's a song about power dynamics, about the ugly side of love. What this really suggests is that sometimes, the most relatable art comes from the messiest places. But here's the bigger question. Why did Push work when Long Day didn't? From my perspective, it's because Push had an edge. It wasn't trying to be safe or radio-friendly, it was raw, unfiltered, and a little dangerous. That's what makes great art, in my opinion. It doesn't play by the rules. And if you think about it, that's exactly what Matchbox 20 needed at that moment. They weren't just saving their career, they were defining their sound. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think Push is a reminder that sometimes, the thing that saves you is the thing you're most afraid to create. It's the messy, uncomfortable, brutally honest stuff that resonates. And for Matchbox 20, that's exactly what they needed. So, the next time you're listening to Push, remember, it's not just a song, it's a story about resilience, redemption, and the power of being unapologetically yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Push? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one.